Losing employees is costly, it's time consuming, and it's flat out frustrating. If you're sick of losing employees, stay tuned and check out this video. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in to Grow by Joe. Did you know that the average hiring cost for companies that have less than 500 employees is roughly anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000? And that's not even including your time. When you add up advertising costs, your employee costs, like your employees that are helping you with this, and the onboarding costs. So this may be obvious, but you also may not have actually stopped and thought about the actual costs that are going in to attracting and hiring employees. The reason why I bring this up is one of the best things that I've done in my business and that you can do in yours is build an amazing culture and turn your company into an extremely fun environment. There's no rules that say you can't have fun in your business. You can still have fun and work hard, and it's actually one of the models in my office. So if you're losing employees and you haven't put a focus on culture, you might need to pause, reset, and rethink this. I bring this up in a lot of my videos. There's this book called Delivering Happiness, and it talks about creating an amazing culture. It's so important in any business, and really your company's culture, it will really determine the future and the success and the level that you'll be able to bring your company to. Creating an amazing culture and having some added bonuses in your company will definitely bring on some expenses, but I bring it up because no matter what, you're going to pay for it either one way or another. And if retention is an issue, it's probably a good time to rethink your whole company's culture. My next point is something that's really worth thinking about. You know, someone told me this once, and they said, Joe, the positions that you're losing people on, are they stepping stone positions or are they career path positions? And I think for a lot of small business owners, you really have to think about this one. Is your business and the jobs that you're trying to fill, are they just stepping stone jobs, or is this a career path? A lot of small businesses today are stepping stone jobs. And if the jobs that you're trying to fill are stepping stone positions, it might be a good idea to actually embrace that and literally be open about that and let people know that you're hiring, like, hey, listen, I understand that this job is going to be a stepping stone job. You are more than welcome to stay here as long as you like. You're more than welcome to go whenever you like and move on, or career, or when you're done with college, or whatever it might be. But actually, just be honest about that and open about that and say, hey, if you're going to move on, if you can maybe give me at least a 4 to 6 week or even an 8 week, a 2-month heads up, versus the standard 2 weeks, just so I have some time to fill this position. Oh, and by the way, if you'd like to offer out your position to any one of your friends, if you do bring in a friend to fill your position, I'll even give you a bonus. And actually just creating a culture around that. If they're not in their career positions and you're constantly losing people, then there's 2 things that you need to focus on. One is culture. I mentioned it in a lot of my videos. You really need to work on that, embrace that, and get started with it. If you don't work on creating an amazing environment, in today's world, there's so many different options. We're in a great economy. There's a lot of places where people can go and work, and there's also a lot of other companies that are working on this. So if you're not, you're getting smoked by your competition. The second part of this is, are you doing a really good job with bringing the right people into your organization? If you're constantly losing people and you do have a good culture and a good environment, then you might need to spend a little bit more time on the hiring process and make sure that you're bringing the right people in. Some tools that I've used in my business that have been a game changer is something called Predictive Index. It's an assessment tool. Basically, it's not an end-all, be-all, but we give everyone that comes in the organization, they have to take this assessment test, and we utilize this tool to make sure that it really confirms that the person that was in the interview is really who they say they are. Because the reality is people bring their representative to the interview, and people are really good interviews. Have you ever hired someone who was like great in the interview and then you hire them and you're like, what the heck happened to this guy or this girl? We've had that happen millions of times, so we implemented an assessment tool. We've made the hiring process a little bit more harder. We've asked more situational questions like, hey, what would you do in this situation, just to understand how people handle things. We make sure we understand why they want to work here. It's really important. Again, going back to the culture, if people don't line up with our culture, with our company values, then we just know that they're not going to be a good fit here. We put culture and values first over experience, hands down. I would rather take the time and train a really good person that aligns with their culture and values over someone who has all this experience, but that just isn't a good culture fit, just doesn't fit into the values, and just doesn't really care to be here. And this all leads me to my next point, is values and mission. It's really important that you sit down with you, your managers, some key employees and people on your team, and you put together the values of your company and your mission. In my business, we live and die by our company values. And we use these values to assess people who are working in our business and when we're hiring people. And if they don't hit all the values, then they just don't make it in our business. It's so important. Your company values and your mission, people also want to know today. They want to know what you stand for. They want to know what they're working in your business for. So if you haven't sat down and taken the time to put together values and a mission, and don't just throw something up on the website or put it on your wall and then no one ever talks about it again. You really have to live and die by these values, and you really have to explain to people what the mission is in your business. People want to understand this today. If they don't really know your mission, they're going to move on to another place. So it's super important. You need to get clear with what that is, and you need to constantly talk about what that mission is with all of your employees so they understand what they're coming to work for every single day. It's super important. People want to understand what their purpose is. So the key points here is focus on your culture, make it fun. There's no rules that say you can't do that. You're the owner of your business and you can do whatever you want. So number 2, is it a stepping stone or a career? Get really clear in that. Number 3, are you bringing in the right people? Maybe it's time to utilize an assessment tool and take a little bit more time and make your hiring and interview process a little harder. And then the whole point of all this is all these things are costly. It's also not easy. And you need to know that you're not alone in this. Every single business all across the country, in every industry, at every size, deals with this. The ones that do a better job at this, take the extra time, put the effort into this, are the ones that hire better and retain better. But the reality is there's no simple fix to this. You're gonna have to get yourself and your team on board with this. It's gonna take time to get this right, so put the time in, roll up your sleeves, put in the extra work, focus on all these areas that I mentioned. I hope all these points got you thinking and you start implementing in your business. Remember, all these points are great, but if you don't implement, they're as good as this video. Thanks for tuning in to Grow by Joe. I'm all about helping business owners grow and putting out helpful, useful content like this just about every single day. So do yourself a favor, make sure you subscribe. And also, give me some feedback on this video. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you've tried any of this stuff. I love those comments. I love hearing from you. Again, thanks for tuning in, and I wish you nothing but success in hiring the best employees.